So what I have here is a brewista cold brew coffee maker. It's a pretty cool design when I purchased it 2 years ago. It's got this bucket and it's got the really tiny perforations allow the coffee to trickle down. It also comes with paper filters. If you are worried about having to clean this too much, you could use a paper filter. They're not very sturdy. They break apart very easily. It's got two handles, which I can pick it up with one or two depending on I want the coffee. It gives me an easy way to access that. Inside this you have this design where it sits right nice and clean inside of it, and when you're ready to get the coffee extracted out, you basically pick that up and land it on these grooves, and then all the coffee from the ground trickles down and falls to the bucket. The tap has a little dip right here, allows this tap to be in level with the bottom and get most of your coffee out. And it's nice. I brewed about 1 or 2 4 to 5 gallon batches, and after that it was too much. I home roast my own coffee beans on my grill and limited by the capacity of how much I can roast at a time. So I've decided to start maybe roasting about 1 or 2 pounds and try and make cold brew out of that and then keg it. So this is not great for that purpose, because as it lands in with the full of coffee, there's a huge gap here. As you can see, it doesn't go quite all the way down to the bottom. It sort of sits about, I don't know, 5-6 inches on top of the bottom. So let's get a better perspective if I can. So it sits somewhere about there. So as you can see, there's a gap, a bit of a gap to the bottom. So you end up having to put too much water in it, in which case the body of the cold brew is not as nice and thick. You'll end up with a light body and it's too watery to drink. I also use a nitro system to nitrogenate my coffee, so I get a nitro coffee. So for smaller batches, anything less than 4 gallons, this hasn't been very good. And then paper filters are very expensive. So what I did to make this work is I used this piece, took a brew bucket and put it in like that. That increases the contact between coffee grounds and my water, allowing me to make batches that are smaller in size. For example, my 3 gallon is right here without anything in it. As it displaces it, it will raise up, and I can make 2 to 3 gallons without any issues. So this is just a brew bucket with the hole drilled, the tapped, and then I put a lid on top, or I'll just cover it up because it doesn't need to be airtight. So all in all, this is kind of like bulky. It takes a lot of space. Also, it comes with a little filter you can put here. What I found with that was it filtered away all the particles out of the coffee, and the coffee was too watery and thin, meaning it almost removed the body of the coffee out. So I never use it. I used it once or twice, but it hasn't been that great. So this is my go-to right now. I know that there is other alternatives to make lesser sized gallons. Usually you find a lot of options for 1 gallon and below, and then the next thing jumps up to 5 gallons. So this is my current setup. For those of you that have this and have been struggling to make smaller batches, hope this helps.